Hey lovelies, welcome to my channel. It's Breezy back with another video. So today I have a good one for y'all. I'm going to be talking about my overall experience in the US Navy. So I get a lot of questions on the daily about my experience in the Navy. I've also been wanting to share some content with you guys that can hopefully bring us closer so that you all can get to know me just a little bit better. If you guys have questions, I'm here to answer some of them. I really hope that this video can do that. But if there's anything you want to know in greater detail, please comment. I want to be able to engage with you all. And without further ado, ladies and gents, let's hop straight into the video. Okay, so let's do a small background on why the heck I decided to join the Navy in the first place. Pretty much, I was in school and working, and I just thought to myself, okay, school's not a bad thing because I definitely like school, even though it stresses me out. I just began to think that maybe I should do something a little bit more smarter in my pockets because I really would like to attend a university, which I do now. So look at that, look at God. And the only thing that most parents preach to kids nowadays is school, military. And what made me decide exactly the Navy was no big deal, no big decision. I think I do have a few family members that are in, but I didn't know that at the time. Was just simply, I thought about each of the branches. I was like, Marines, oh no, too hard. Army, more my range, but I want to do something different. The Air Force, way too easy. So I said, why not do the Navy? I don't hear people talk about the Navy every day. And that was pretty much that. So from there, I mentioned to my mom that I wanted to join. I was thinking about it anyway. And my mom took that and ran with it. Like her boyfriend at the time, I think he might have been in the Army, and so she started talking to him about it. He was like, oh, you know, excited, and he told her I should do it. And my mom is the type of person, she will nag you like to the core until you pretty much do something she wants. Sorry, Mom. But yeah, that's pretty much what happened. They pretty much pushed me, and I'm not gonna say it was a bad push. So I went to the recruiter office and I asked him questions that I had. So y'all don't have to immediately join. Y'all can go there, ask questions. When I went in the recruiter's office, I ended up taking a practice test. And that practice test basically tested my knowledge in like reading. It's kind of like the SAT in high school. I don't know if every high school everywhere calls it an SAT. And those scores basically let me know what jobs I'd be like qualified for. I think the lowest you can get is like a 30 something and the highest being I think a 90, and I was on the lower end. So I think I got a book at that time. So there's a book out there. I think it was like one of those for dummies kind of books. So I studied that, not a lot, but a little bit. I took the test, my score did go up. I think it went up like almost 30 points. So I was near 60, 59, something like that. I said, I'm just gonna go with that. It opened up a lot of opportunities for me of jobs I could work. All the jobs did not sound interesting to me, except for when a recruiter, the amazing recruiters out there, explained the security force one, and that seemed pretty interesting to me, that I could work with dogs and etc. Y'all can look into that. I just remember there was a whole process of paperwork. I never signed so much paperwork in my daggone entire life until I joined the military. So from there, I was on a wait list kind of situation where I was just waiting to join. In the process of waiting to join, you do one more step, and that's called Meps. So Meps is pretty much like an additional screening process before you join, where they just do more military stuff. They let us know information, etc. And my waiting time frame was 9 months because the job I had, there was no more job openings until 9 months later. So in that time, I was just kind of working and, you know, just soaking it in, and I was about to make this big change. So what's next is boot camp. So for boot camp, the day you leave, they give you a bunch of medical tests, your family comes up there, and they give you your goodbyes, and you recite your sailor's creed. That's just basically like a swearing in. So it was a lot of that, and then we left. We hopped on the bus and we left. And y'all, baby, boot camp was like a mind changer, and that's the whole purpose of it. It's supposed to get you prepared. So overall, boot camp was a series of tests, physical tests like studying a book kind of tests, reciting things, performance. You had to perform like different military tasks. It sounds so little, but this is what we did, like making up your bed, etc., etc. And the biggest part that everybody hears about is how you get haze, because they're not supposed to haze anymore. For me personally, I got in trouble all the time. Like, that is what a lot of people knew me for if they went to boot camp with me and saw me later on in life. Like, oh, you were born sin? You got in trouble? Yeah. So that was a little bit hard for me, because I had the mindset I'm gonna go in here and go unnoticed. But I guess me, like, y'all kind of see my personality. You have to be uniform and structured, and not purposefully. I'm definitely not that. So faking it, I guess, is what I did. But besides that, some major things I went through was eating. The food was, see, back in the day, I would be like, dang, this food nasty. But in the rest of the military career, boot camp for the Navy was the best food I tasted. Okay, it's not terrible, okay, y'all? But I was eating like crazy. There was a lot of exercise. I gained a lot of weight. As I said in my last video, I gained my first 15 to 20 pounds in boot camp. You make a lot of friends, but a lot of people don't make it the whole way through. For, like I told you, it's a series of tests, performance, etc. So for reasons like that, they just can't perform to the standard. A weird thing was adjusting to like seeing hella people naked. I had to learn better study habits. That kind of threw me for a loop. Using the back, oh my gosh, y'all, I could not have a bowel movement. TMI, but whatever, for like the first 3 weeks. So that was crazy. And the last thing about boot camp for me that was highly memorable was freaking my knees, y'all. My knees. I don't know if it was the strenuous workouts we were doing or the fact that I put on so much weight. Maybe both, but my knees were killing me. So they had this thing called medical, which is basically like a hospital, but on the base. And OMG, y'all, I definitely had to go there a whole lot for my knees, which is what now I receive some disability for. But that was boot camp. I survived it. And the crazy thing was, the day I graduated, my petty officer, like all of them, when they came up to me to congratulate me, the first thing they had to say before they can even get it out their mouth, congratulations, was, I am surprised you made it. And I was like, damn, all that hard work, and you surprised, mother. But nah, I get it. I totally get it. Like, I was a little bit surprised too. But I graduated, and then I moved on. And the next step for me, because some people, their jobs send them straight into the real Navy, but for me, I had to go to A school. So A school is where I learned my job. I told y'all earlier, security forces is what I chose. So far, I've just been in Chicago the whole time. You get a break to go home. So I did get to go home. And after going home, which wasn't a long break, just for like a week or so, I went to A school. And in A school, I really actually enjoyed the course. Like, learning security reaction forces is fun AF, But when you get in the real Navy, I tell y'all that, like I tell you the difference. But it was fun. Like, we were so hands-on, so physical. I just couldn't believe it. So that was more tests, more series of tests, more physical. We did do a lot of book work because it's just like learning your job. You gotta perform it, learn it, study. In A school, it definitely became a lot harder. I did flashcards, I studied with my roommate. That was kind of like the education side. So just being where I was now, I'm in San Antonio, Texas, and the base is actually the base that Air Force Bootcamp is on. So there was phases with this. There was a phase where you can only stay in your area on the small campus. There's a phase where you can go off base, but you have to go with friends. And then there's a phase where you can go off base, but you can go by yourself. Then there's a phase where you can go off base by yourself or with your friends, but you have to be back at a certain time. So there was a lot of rules with that. I was put into, it's like a building of housing where it was 2 people to a room, and it was literally just like a room. We had a desk, we had a bed, and we had a closet section, and then we had a bathroom. So there was somewhere we had to walk to eat. We would have to walk to as a class, so the different classes that you were put in. I remember we had a muster at day, muster at night, which I like to explain as it's like calling attendance. This is what we had to go through daily. I'll just give you guys like a short little story. The most interesting thing we go through is getting OC sprayed. Pepper spray is, I think, a water-based solution. OC spray is an oil-based solution. So imagine you spilling water on your clothes. You can get that out. Imagine spilling oil on your clothes. It's treacherous. That's the best way I can explain it. But it was a test where they said 1, 2, 3, OC, 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 OC. This motion I'm doing is the OC getting sprayed across my face. That was freaking crazy. And then they say, open your mother flipping eyes. Beep, 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 beep. I closed my eyes, opened them, and it was like I never opened them. Pitch black. Then you have to go through a whole course. So that was really cool. And just being able to deal with weapons because that's a security course. So finally, I learned my job. I graduated from there. After A school is now the real Navy. So A school, you get a break to go home. Once again, A school I think was like 2 months long, if I'm not mistaken. Boot camp was about 2 months long. Yeah, boom. I'm in the real freaking Navy. Like, I go home, I come back, and it's no joke. I'm doing the job I learned. Now, at this point, I'm in San Diego. I'm on a ship named USS Carl Vinson. Look it up, learn about it. Right now, it's stationed in Washington. This was an interesting period, y'all. So, I got off the freaking taxi that took me from the airport to the base. And I'm just, the whole car ride, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm in California, because I know it's not just me. A lot of people from the East Coast, or maybe even around the world, you know, California has this great ass freaking hype about itself. So I was just taking it in. I was like, palm trees, water, sunny, oh my God, like Cali. And I pull up to the base, and y'all, I have a clip of this. I have to insert this clip. The freaking ship was huge. I can't begin to explain. I was just sitting there, like, it took me from looking like this all the way to like this to just soak it in. And I had my bag, and I was getting checked into the ship. So the whole check-in process, I had like from a Thursday to a Sunday to get accumulated. That was just boo-boo, because the time I came into the ship, they were running a drill where there was no power on the ship. So yeah, I was in the dark moving in. But besides that, I had a friend, Faith, from high school that also joined the Navy, so thank the Lord. Just so happened she was stationed there, so I got to spend a lot of that time with her, and she was able to like show me Cali for what it is. So thank God for her, because if not, I did hang with these set of friends I had initially made because they were in my A school and graduated with me, and they were cool. But it's just always great to have somebody that you really, really know. So that just made it all the more comfortable. Now I'm adjusted and I begin my work. So it's just like learning a new job. I mean, we pretty much know the background to the job because of A school, but now we have to learn how this specific command, which is like where I was working, they would call it different commands. How do they operate? Especially being on a ship and on base. I was stationed on a ship. Just shortly after me getting there, I remember doing underway, which is like a mini version of a deployment. So I think this might have been a month. And I really got to see how everything operates because we weren't just on the ship docked next to the base. We were out at sea and they were running tests. The jets were taking off the plane. Everybody's working their jobs where they work. Promotion works like this. Once you take those tests, if you make the percentages of a promotion rate, so say we have a 20% promotion rate in the entire Navy, if you make that percentage and get chosen to be promoted, that's the way you make it up within the Navy. So unless you go to school and become an officer, those programs that they give at colleges, then boom, you're an officer. And officer is kind of like the highest you can go unless you're going to become like a CO, which is captain of the ship, or department of it, like way higher. Rules, I had to go through changes with hair. That was crazy. Like this hairstyle, I probably would not be able to wear. Like hair colors like this, it had to be natural. So I probably could only wear like a bun hair color. And then when it comes to wrapping my hair into a bun, when I was in, the bun couldn't be bigger than a certain length and width. But I know as I was getting out, the buns, you couldn't see it from the front view. So it's like a lot of rules they made with that. You would have uniform inspections, make sure your uniform is right. But as far as just living my life, that's like more of the structure side. Our shifts were, it was 3-2-2-3, I'm sorry. So 3 days of working, 2 days off, 2 days of working, 3 days off. So I got to go out, like I got to get off the ship and go onto land and see what the heck Cali was about, which I spent more of the time with my friend. Up until I got a boyfriend when I was in the Navy, and then I spent some time with him. I got to know more people on the ship because he introduced me to people. The ship works like probably like a jail. You have to be plugged in, and you have to know the right people that are working in certain areas if you want pluses, if you want to be able to trade stuff. It was crazy, like you gotta finesse. Being in the Navy on a ship, oh my God, 5,000 people being attached to a ship. We got to travel. That was just amazing. I got to go to California, I got to go to Vietnam. So there's a lot of, I can't stress that enough, interesting new experiences that you get to see and live when you're in, the Navy. It's just that there is also a downfall, a great downfall. It is not easy. Everybody from home would always hit me up, oh my God, your life looks great. Oh my God, you look like you got all this money. Can I borrow all this money? Can I borrow? No, it wasn't that simple. If you go look up what an E3 makes, I'm making more now than I was making when I was freaking in the Navy. So it's not all peaches and creams, and then the things you have to go through, like civilian versus Navy. Like for me personally, not to say that this has to happen in your experience, but you don't like people, oh well, suck it up, period. You try to complain about where you're living, oh, baby, that's not even a thing. All of that did not really exist and did not really matter in the Navy. Living conditions were, like birth, mold, and freaking disgusting habits people had that you just had to bite the bullet, really. This may be TMI, but like the worst thing that I seen, like nasty, was girls just leaving her tampon right there in the shower. Like, for me to just accidentally touch. This ship is not no brand new 2019 Mercedes Benz. This is a freaking ship that's been around for almost 50 years old. I know I can't be tripping. So imagine 50 years of 5,000 people year in, year out, just living on a ship. It's not gonna be pretty 50 years later. So living conditions could be a little nasty sometimes. Things like medical, their treatment wasn't like going to a fancy hospital, you know, outside in the real world, civilian. On the ship, they're just gonna give you the lowest generic medicine. I mean, unless it's something like super, super expensive, like you have sickle cell or you break your leg, of course. But I remember, I think my thumb, I freaking closed it in one of the doors and the nail almost fell off, and they just gave me like a bandage. And then something to put around my thumb so I wouldn't hit it. But where's the pain medicine? Where's the freaking x-ray to make sure I didn't fracture nothing? Like things like that. And you do have churches on the ship if you're spiritual, and psychiatrists you can talk to. But I really didn't know that. I just got married. So I was embracing everything. For 2 years I was embracing everything. It's still been soaking. I still don't know everything there is to know about the Navy now. Pretty much, I ran into trouble, and I ran into this specific trouble twice, which led me to getting discharged out of the Navy. You guys will have to stay tuned. I'm going to do another video on what the heck happened, what was this trouble I was running into from Bootcamp up until real life Navy that led me to getting kicked out. But yeah, y'all, I definitely hope y'all enjoyed this freaking video. I hope y'all got to learn a lot of what the freaking experience is like to be in the Navy. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And what's most important, somebody let me know. Don't forget, y'all, to be breezy. See you in my next video.